God has called me to this moment. I did not ask for it. As a son of former sharecroppers from Manning, South Carolina, who plowed the fields, picked the cotton, picked the strawberries, I am indeed humbled by this invitation. I want you to fully understand that this invitation and this date was set a long time ago, 2 months ago, as a matter of fact. It just so happened that destiny has brought us to this moment. I would like to thank the National Press Club, your President NPR's Allison Kojak, Bob Weiner, and Jeff Ballou. And I want to thank all of you for inviting me to join you today for this conversation. It is my hope that our hour together will be a conversation among citizens about the state of our government and the future of our precious country and our democracy, by the way. But before we begin, I want to take a moment to address the recent mass shootings that took the lives of people this past weekend. I got to tell you, first of all, let me express my sympathy and condolences to the families. And I also want to thank our first responders, those who go into dangerous situations to save lives. I thank God for you. I'm truly heartbroken for these families and communities who are suffering at the hands of gun violence. I'm sorry that once again we are mourning the lives of those who were stolen from us before they reached their potential or their destiny. Gun violence seems to know no bounds, none, none. A school, a shopping mall, a movie theater, a park, a church. Sadly, the only things that have changed is location. The only thing. I'm a man of deep faith, and I believe that prayer works. But the American people are begging us for more than thoughts and prayers. They want action, and guess what? They want it now, because they know that this is a critical moment in our history. That is why I have co-sponsored the Bipartisan Background Checks Act, which would require background checks for firearm transfers between private parties. This bill passed the House, and I call on the Senate and Mitch McConnell to take it up and consider the measure. And then I want the president to sign it. We want action. We must also stop the hateful, incendiary comments. We got to do it. Those in the highest levels of the government must stop invoking fear, using racist language, and encouraging reprehensible behavior. It only creates more division among us and severely limits our ability to work together for the common good. As a country, we finally must say that enough is enough. That we are done with the hateful rhetoric, that we are done with the mass shootings, that we are done with the white supremacist domestic terrorists who are terrorizing our country and fighting against everything America stands for and everything our phenomenal military has fought for. And when I'm speaking of that, I'm just reminded of a conversation. That I had with my 10-year-old niece this weekend. She said, Uncle Elijah, 10 years old now, Uncle Elijah, are they going to put us in cages? Are they going to put us in cages? That's coming from a 10-year-old. We are better than that. We must stand together with those who we do not look like, with those who we disagree with, and recognize that we have more in common than we have that separates us. We all are sick of this. We all want decency and respect. Decency and respect. We want our communities to be protected, and we want all to live in a country where our children are safe when they go to the mall or to the Walmart or to the local school. We must stand united and demand change. You know, one of the things that I've always thought about, and I think about it a lot, it's one thing when you have a government where the people are afraid of the government. People are afraid, did you hear what I said? Afraid of the government. And we need to switch that around, where the government is afraid of the people. And I have some hope. And I have hope because I know there's so many people at home in every city in this country are watching the communities of El Paso and Dayton in pain. And we are grieving with them. We feel your pain. We really do. We feel it. As you prepare to bury your own, who was simply trying to live a life of peace, doing what Americans normally do. They're in pain, and we are in pain. And from that pain, though, must come passion. And from that passion, we must do our purpose. We must shift that pain into action and demand that our government finally take serious action to prevent people intent on killing from obtaining guns and put an end to this senseless violence. Now let me turn to our discussion for today.